This video is brought to you by Brilliant. This week, Prince Harry's book Spare went on sale in the UK. It contained some massive bombshell revelations about Harry's relationship with other members of the royal family. Revelations that have, undoubtedly, at least in the short term, damaged the reputation of the family. For their part, the royals tend not to respond to accusation and scandal, with Harry in his book describing the Queen's motto as "never complain, never explain." But is going undefended in the court of public opinion really a good idea when the accusations are as inflammatory as this? Is there evidence that Harry's book has already damaged the royals? And could this realistically be the first step in the demise of Britain's royal family? Let's have a look. Now, when discussing what the public think about the royal family and whether we could be about to see the decline of the institution, it's worth bearing in mind the longevity of the monarchy in England. Its origins are in the 900 AD period, and that, in the modern context, their powers are limited. A constitutional monarchy system has developed where the monarch is now essentially a figurehead. Now, this is important because even if they are facing a difficult time right now, the monarchy has endured all sorts of scandal throughout their centuries in power. And the fact that they now don't have that much power could additionally be enough to assuage people that changing the constitutional fabric of the UK is not really worth it. Okay, so now we've established those two caveats, let's get into it. Following what he felt was unfairness from his family and the media, Prince Harry, who's fifth in line to the throne, wrote a tell-all book outlining specific instances in which his brother, Prince William, and his father, King Charles, mistreated him and his wife Meghan. The claim in the book that got the most attention was the claim that Prince William came over to his house to complain about Harry's wife Meghan. The situation allegedly escalated and William pushed Harry to the floor, falling onto a dog bowl that cut into his back. In addition to this, Harry made the following claims: that William and Kate encouraged him to dress like a Nazi at a fancy dress party, that Kate was upset that Meghan suggested she had baby brain, that when his father Charles informed him of his mother's death, he did not hug Harry, that Harry killed 25 people in Afghanistan, the fact that Harry was William's best man at his wedding was just a barefaced lie, that Charles was jealous of the attention received by William and Kate, that Camilla had sacrificed him on the PR altar to improve her public image and had deliberately leaked minute details of a conversation she had with William, that Charles had asked William and Harry not to make his final years a misery following the death of Prince Philip, and finally that Harry considers William his arch nemesis. Clearly, these revelations demonstrate that all is not well in the royal family. It demonstrates a culture of resentment over press attention. It demonstrates a deeply fractured relationship between William, Harry and Charles. It demonstrates the uncaring attitude of the palace towards members of the family. So, there is a very real possibility that this book could have damaged the reputations of certain individuals and possibly the wider institution. Luckily for us, YouGov conducted some polling on this very question, with fieldwork taking place between the 10th and 11th of January, after these revelations were leaked to the press. Their polling shows that Harry has actually come off worst so far from his book. Of those asked, 41% thought that the main reason Harry wrote the book was to make money. Only 21% thought he did so to tell his side of the story, and a measly 1% thought he did so to prompt reconciliation with his family. When we look specifically at Prince Harry's approval ratings, we see that it's seriously taken a downturn. Between 2012 and 2020, only about 20% of those asked had a negative view of Harry. As of this week, this has increased to a whopping 68%. To make matters worse, 68% of respondents also had a negative view of Princess Meghan. As for other members of the royal family involved in Prince Harry's book allegations, they haven't quite come off as badly. Only 29% said they had a negative view of the king. Only 21% said they had a negative view of Prince William, and only 18% said they had a negative view of Princess Kate. So there are signs that perhaps things are looking good for the monarchy, despite Prince Harry's allegations, right? Well, not exactly. While individual members seem to be doing relatively well, the institution itself has taken a bit of a hit. As this chart shows, compared to September last year, people have had a less positive view of the monarchy, with an increased number of respondents thinking the monarchy should be replaced with an elected head of state, thinking it's bad for Britain, that it has bad value, and that it won't be around in 100 years. Perhaps the most damning find, though, is that more people are now embarrassed of our monarchy. Now, it should be noted that even though more people have a negative view of the monarchy, the majority of people still have a positive view of it. However, the trend is downwards, and it's worth quickly discussing whether, if this continues, the monarchy could be in some danger. Now, for the monarchy to collapse, public opinion would need to turn on them pretty significantly. And to be fair, despite the recent setbacks, it just doesn't look likely. The current king has been through his fair share of scandals, not least engaging in a long-term affair while married to the so-called People's Princess. Despite this, he still has a positive approval rating. The monarchy helped finance Prince Andrew's £12 million settlement with his alleged victim. Again, the monarchy still remains favourable with the public. And to be fair, even if public sentiment were to sour, it would ultimately be down to politicians to decide to get rid of the monarchy. So far, even politicians that have previously seemed critical of the royal family have changed their tune when in power. Tony Blair is a good example of this. In 1994, Tony Blair backed reform of the monarchy that would have seen it slimmed down. When in power, though, he never pushed ahead with this. The point is that while Prince Harry's book has dealt some damage to the royal family, ultimately they have been through worse and survived it. Of course, it is possible that things get worse and public opinion tanks, and politicians begin to feel that they have to act on the public's negative sentiment of our constitutional monarchy. But we are a long way off that yet, and something much more inflammatory than this would have to happen. And clearly, the king was hoping to start the new year without this kind of headache. But if world leaders are anything like us, resolutions and plans for the new year are already out the window. If you do want to improve yourself, though, maybe pick up a new resolution and sign up to Brilliant, the STEM learning platform which helps you with exciting new science and maths topics through engaging and interactive experiences. Their courses, including ones co-designed by YouTubers including Kurt Gazart and fellow Nebula creator Real Engineering, bring the topics to life and let you learn by doing, not just sitting in a class like at school. That means that all kinds of topics which previously seemed a little too complex might suddenly be in your grasp. That's things like algebra, geometry, the physics of every day, or even gravitational physics. So up your game in STEM in 2023 to improve your understanding of the world, boost your career, help at school or university, or even just for the sake of lifelong learning. Plus, the first 200 people to sign up using our code get 20% off an annual premium subscription, which is probably a bigger win than most people's 2023 resolutions have been. Anyway, thanks for your support.